following video is for Computer Geeks only. I'm going to turn these systems around and see if they can reveal any information. Here's a Star Wars electronic battle command. Turn it around, and this is 1979 from Kenner. They made a lot of toys at that time. Kenner Products, Cincinnati, Ohio. There it is, 1979. So basically this is original. This is from the original Star Wars period. As you suspect, the Tristar 64 has nothing in back because this was the equivalent to the Super 8. I believe this was made in from the old Saybrook, Connecticut company. Just for the record, okay, I am not 100% positive, but I believe that the Nintendo 8-bit unit on this system is not for our Nintendos. It might be for the foreign version of Nintendo. So that might have been a drawback. I'm just giving you information based on my recollection. Because I do remember I ran into the problem where you needed a converter. Here's the Color Sport 8. See a really interesting design. Okay, now let's turn this around. Made in USA. So this, I guess this was an American product. Released in America. Which I had never heard of it until years later, so I guess I missed one. This is for the rifle, left remote, right remote. So you have two paddles on the system right here that they come out. You can see that, see it? They come out, so. And then you have two add-ons. It's really cool looking system. Okay, now for the Fairchild System 2. A lot of people that tried to sell this didn't use the term Fairchild. They just called it Channel F System 2 because I guess they wanted to alienate it from the original Fairchild. Make it cooler. Okay, here we go. This was made in USA. And then it says, if you can read this, Jesus, this is really, how am I going to get this? It says Fairchild Camera and Instrument Corporation. Model number FVE 300. You can read that. And then this gives the FCC information. So we've been able to say that this is the model FVE 300. So the Fairchild System 2 is also called the FVE 300. This looks like it has Atari type joypads. And that's the System 2. Now for the CDZ. I was willing to buy this system when it came out because it had joypads instead of the big, huge joysticks. And their joypad was really nice. At a later time I'll show you. But instead of using their big joysticks, they had a joypad that was very similar to the 3DO. There's the port. Now let's turn this baby around. You know, by the way, I keep these units, most of these units are actually brand new. And I actually save them for this purpose. I'm trying to keep them in good shape. Sorry about that. Here it is. Geo CDZ, model number CDTO2. Made in Japan. by SNK. There it is, SNK, made in Japan. Here's the back. You'll see that they have an AV port. They have regular AV jacks, so if you didn't feel like using that, very nice of them. And now here's the S-Video, which is increased graphics. S-Video could deliver much better, crisper graphics and also a very lighter shade. This huge unit is the Goldstar 3DO. There's the 3DO label. So instead of being made by Panasonic, this was Goldstar. Now, this was just as well built as the Panasonic unit. Let's turn this around. Okay, it says that it was manufactured in June 1995. As you know, very few of these give that information because they don't want their system to be dated, which ends up hurting me later on because I very rarely know when these damn systems were made, and then you have to do more research. But they do that on purpose because they don't want their systems to get old if they put a date on it. Here we are, Goldstar Interactive Multiplayer, which is the same thing that the 3DO called itself. Seoul, Korea, made in Korea. LG Electronics. Now, as you know, LG makes those great high-definition television sets today. So did Goldstar change their name to LG? I would have to look into that. So we've learned that this is from LG. I have a high-definition LG. It's not high definition, it's LCD. Okay, so that's what we've learned from that. Okay, now here's the Victory. Just another great design. Okay, let's turn this baby around. And it says that it's PALB, obviously coming from Europe or Australia, and not from the USA. Made in Hong Kong. Now here's this really wild looking system. The Telejojo 2 from Ford. Here's the joypad. It says Ford, Philco. Okay, let's turn this baby around. And all it gives you is this the flat wire, which is unmistakably 1970s. Gives you an option of voltage, 110 volt, 220 volt. You might not be aware of this, but in foreign countries, some of them, they use our plugs. They look exactly like our plug, but it's 220 volt. So you're vacationing there, you think that it's compatible, then you put in, I was over there and I put in a Nintendo 64 and it burnt up right before my eyes. But I assumed that it had been compatible because it was using the same plug. And then when I came home, to make a long story short, I did some research and realized that some plugs look exactly like ours but are 220 volt. Sorry to make that too long. So they didn't give me the information I was looking for. Is that French writing or Spanish? Well, if anybody knows, let me know. Okay. Here's the Acetronic Telesport IV. Cartridge based. They spell color with the British accent, so Telesport IV, programmable. Made in Hong Kong. Sound, they have a sound control button. believe the Odyssey 3. Okay, I've already done the Odyssey 3. Now here's the Binatone. I think this was the last in the Binatone series. Don't quote me on that. TV Master MK8. Player control. I think this is nicer than the other Binatones. Okay, football, hockey, grindball. Well, how do you like that? Look, they're calling football, football. Obviously we call it soccer. I've always felt that the NFL back in the 40s should have changed the name to football to, you know, rough ball or something, because the word football was already taken. So obviously this is coming from Britain or Australia because they use the football name. Turn this around. Oh, look, this product is licensed by Magnavox. And it says this Binatone TV and as usual they don't give you the date. This is thicker than the other Binatones. And here's the APF TV Fun. I'm going to turn this around. Made in Japan. Model 715 TV. Just in time because my batteries are out.